A narcissist is going to accuse you of a lot of things. He's going to accuse you of cheating on him. He's going to accuse you of doing something that you didn't do. He's going to confuse you and accuse you of all these things that produce a lot of confusion in your life. Why is this? Why is he doing this when he knows that you haven't been cheating? When he knows that you've been honest? Why is he actually doing this? We're going to dive in today and talk a little bit about how the narcissist gives false accusations and why it makes it so confusing in your life and what to be able to do about that. If you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to help break people free from narcissistic abuse. I do that first and foremost in the Clarity Challenge, a 45-day challenge to help walk you through breaking out of the obsessive thoughts about the toxic person that you're in or out of the relationship, breaking the trauma bond, the rumination, all the different guilt and shame that you feel by being in that relationship or staying in that relationship to help you actually move forward and no longer be triggered, no longer be controlled by that person. So if you want more information, go to claritychallenge.net today. A narcissist, a lot of times, is going to give these false accusations and going to tell and say things to you that he knows is 100% false. Now, you might be like, how do I know that it's actually false? Well, typically he's making these things up and projecting these things onto you because, first and foremost, he's already doing them. Now, you might have heard already that a lot of times if a narcissist is accusing you of cheating, he's probably cheating. And while that might seem cliche or it might seem like, yeah, I don't really know, majority of the time it's actually true, okay? See, there's a big piece of where he either feels insecure because he knows that he's being a liar and he's not actually being truthful to you, or it's this piece that he's already cheating on you and he wants to accuse you, and it's partly of his way of like self-confessing so he doesn't feel as bad. He's like, if you were actually cheating on me, then I don't feel as bad that I'm cheating because then we're both cheating, and then it ends up feeling okay. You see, for a narcissist, he has to be able to justify what you're doing. Oh, you're cheating on me, you're the one doing this, you're the one, and like blaming it all on you. If he blames it all on you, then he can feel better about himself. That's the name of the game when we talk about narcissism. Like, what I would always do is I would blame stuff on my wife or on other people so that I would feel better about myself. You see, if I could blame it on you, then it was your fault. If it was your fault, then it's not my fault. Then it's not that big of a deal. Then I can go on my merry way being the person that I thought I was, even though I wasn't acting that way, wasn't demonstrating honesty, faithfulness, integrity, all of those things. Okay, so a lot of times you're going to have a narcissist that's going to blame you for things that he's already doing. A lot of times you'll hear us call that and talk about that in this aspect of projecting. Let me project my own feelings, my emotions onto you. If I can put them on you, then it doesn't really affect me. It's not that big of a deal. So you're going to see that a lot of times where a narcissist is projecting, saying, hey, you're cheating on me, when in reality, he's the one cheating on you. Now, there was times in my relationship that I would accuse Kayla, my wife, of cheating. I wanted her to cheat. And the reason why is because if she cheated, then I had a reason to leave and go be with other people. Like, do you see how messed up that is? Like, a narcissist wants to do whatever they can to get out of the relationship, but not look bad and still be with multiple people at the same time to fill up that ego, to fill up that void, to be like, oh, let me get all these people to admire, adore, and love me to be able to feel better about myself. But I wasn't really interested in her or anybody else. I was just interested in filling that void. And so a lot of times I would accuse her of, well, you're cheating on me to feel better about myself, but then also in hopes that if she was, and if she actually did, then I'd have an easy out. I'd be able to get out of the relationship. You'd be like, well, why didn't you just get out of the relationship to start off with? Like, if you were cheating, why didn't you just get out? A narcissist typically isn't going to leave you just because he's cheating. Like, that's just the hard reality, is like majority of times, if he's cheating on you and he's getting away with it, or you know about it, or he's still doing it and you don't have proof, so you stay, why would he leave? There's not really a point for him to leave. Now, you might be like, well, it would make sense. Like, if he's not happy, then he should go be with this other person. The thing you have to understand is he gets different things from different people. Like, you're providing emotional support, you're providing sexual support, you're providing tech support. Like, and it just goes around and around of like, let me find all the different versions of different people that are going to fill me up, that are going to make me feel better. That's what a narcissist is looking for. That's what a narcissist is doing. And so typically it's like, let me project onto you, let me accuse you of stuff that you're doing because that's what I'm doing, and because I want to avoid any accountability of it being me. Now, another reason why narcissists will give false accusations when they know it's 100% false, like there's no validity, is just a distraction technique. Like, if I can distract you from the problem, if I can distract you from the actual issue in the relationship, you will spend so much time, so much energy trying to justify that you didn't do what I said you did in order for me to stay and completely ignore all the other issues in the relationship. So let's kind of break that down, because that sounded a little confusing in my head when I spoke it, so it might be that way to you. So a narcissist wants to project stuff onto you to confuse you. Okay, if you are in a state of confusion, you will not do action. This is the thing that a narcissist realizes. If I can put you in a fog, fear, obligation, guilt, if I can confuse you and leave you stuck, not knowing what to do, not knowing which way to turn, not knowing who or what to believe, you will stay stuck and not actually make a move that is going to be for your benefit and for your growth. So a narcissist is going to keep projecting things onto you that you're constantly deflecting, pushing away, explaining, justifying, being like, why is he telling me this? Like, why is this such a big issue? Why won't he listen? It's all because he's trying to do this to confuse you and to keep you stuck. I want you to think for a moment, like when you are driving and you get confused, like so confused, and you're like, I don't know which way to go. You don't just keep driving. You typically pull over, get to a gas station, ask for directions, look it back up on your GPS, Google it, try to figure out where in the world am I? A narcissist is doing this, perpetuating this confusion all the time. Putting a blocker on your GPS of life saying, hey, you're not going to be able to figure this out, but just keep going and I'll lead you. I'll figure it out for you. And so it keeps messing with you and keep pulling you along over and over and over again. So when this is happening, you need to kind of sit back a little bit and be like, wait a second. He's actually accusing me of something that didn't happen. I can spend forever, like the next year, trying to convince him that I didn't cheat on him, that I didn't go to this place, that I didn't say this thing. Or I could just recognize that I didn't do it. Now, this is the hard part, because you have someone that you love and you care about that's constantly telling you, you did this, you did this, you did this, when in reality, you didn't. So it's time to take a look at, like, what did you actually do? What are the actual facts of the situation? So let's make a simple illustration. Did you cheat on him? Yes or no? Okay. No, you didn't cheat on him, but he's saying that you did cheat on him. Okay. So you can spend this time like talking to him, explaining, showing the text messages, showing your location, showing all this different stuff to prove and to justify, like going through almost like a court case of, let me give you all the evidence that proves I didn't cheat on you to this person who's toxic. Or you can just say, I didn't cheat on you. I know that that's true. If you want to believe something else, then you don't have to be in this relationship. Now, that sounds harsh, and that sounds hard for a lot of people to even come to the reality and to say. But what I need you to understand is when you try to justify it, when you try to go to court and like play this back and forth of like, I didn't say this, I did this, here's the proof. Like, you're only stepping into the realm of crazy and trying to argue with a crazy person with logic. It's not going to work. The narcissist is going to push back harder. He's going to try to trigger you more emotionally, to get you to react in a way that starts to disprove something you said or a statement or a fact. And then all of a sudden he's saying, see, I told you, you're completely wrong. You've been doing this. You've been lying to me the whole time. A narcissist wants to give these false accusations to you to put you in a state of confusion. Think of it this way. If I can confuse you, you will not make a move to do what will give you clarity. You know, I talk about the fog a lot of times, the fear, the obligation, the guilt. Okay, if I can get you into a fog, if I can get you in a place where you cannot see clearly, you will probably stop running. You will probably stop and try to stand still and try to figure out, which way do I go? The problem is a narcissist puts you in the middle of a field with fog all around you and then calls from the corners being like, come this way, and pulls you in the direction that they want you to go. Versus you actually having the light of truth that comes into your life and says, wait a second, let's look at this from the facts. Let's look at this from the place of he says he loves you, but he's also been lying to you. Which one actually shows love? Not the words, not the action. Therefore, it's not actually true. The hard part is you have to separate the facts from your feelings. You will let your feelings override all of the facts, and you will start to believe the alternate version of reality that the narcissist is selling to you versus what is actually true. So if you're identifying with this and you're like, I feel like I'm stuck in a fog, like I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should leave, if I should stay. Now he says he's getting help. Now he's not getting help. Now it's going back and forth. Now he's saying it's me. Now I'm the problem. And you're all confused. Understand, the toxic person wants to keep you confused. If he can keep you confused, you will not make a move. And so in order to be able to bring light to this, we have to bring the facts, and we have to separate the facts and the feelings from each other so you can actually get clarity. When you start to get clarity through the facts of what is actually demonstrated, what is actually seen, what is actually known, it starts to cut through all of the BS, all of the lies, all of the things the narcissist is doing. And you're like, wait a second, the evidence shows you have not loved me. The evidence shows you have not been honest. The evidence shows you have not lived with integrity. Therefore, you're not the right person for me to be with. Therefore, I need to create separation. I need to create a move that starts to pull me away from the fog that you've put me in so I can ultimately be free. A narcissist wants to give you false accusations, wants to place and push stuff on you so that you feel bad, so that you justify the things that you have not done, so you apologize for the things that you have not done, so you stay stuck in a fog and you ultimately don't get free. The reason why he tells you and he accuses you of stuff that you haven't done, that you know and that he knows is completely false, is to keep you confused and to keep you stuck inside this toxic relationship so that you will not be free. If you want to be free, you need to start looking at the facts, separate them from your feelings, and start to move forward from there. Would love to be able to help you in that process by going to claritychallenge.net. to see our 45-day challenge that starts walking you through this process of actually being free from toxicity. So go to claritychallenge.net today.